And we're back and live, ladies and gentlemen, with Natus Vincier facing off against Mouse Sports in this best of three for the WePlay.tv Dota 2 League. Thank you all for joining us for this game 2. Game 1 was an absolute smackdown by Na'Vi. Mouse Sports lost that game in very, very one-sided fashion, and it really felt like it just came down to Na'Vi kind of out-drafting and out-laning Mouse. Never really had much of a shot after the laning stage Mouse did. And I'm LD. I'm joined here by Merlini. While this match is going on, Arctic versus 4FC is happening simultaneously. That match is over at twitch.tv/Beyond the Summit 2. Blaze as well as Cyclops are casted. So if you want to watch that one, I highly recommend it. Twitch.tv/Beyond the Summit 2. But anyway, with all that out of the way, Merlini, Mouse Sports are going PL.
And we see a very similar draft to last game. We see Magnus and Rubik as well as Lifestealer and Bane. Both teams having very similar drafts. We see a Syllabear band, though. That is a little bit different.
Yeah, the Lone Druid band, something that in Asia this happens a lot more frequently, but in Europe there's these other heroes like Wisp who often see priority, whereas for many of the Chinese teams it's not really an important pick to them, and as a result we see a hero like the Magnus slip through, even the Rubik going to be selected as well, and let's see what that leaves us with. The other big thing is Lifestealer is often banned in the Asian scene. In fact, I would say usually. I'm surprised that he's being given away as much as he is. I feel like this is the #1 carry right now. It's maybe not the hardest carry, but the most versatile carry, can win a lot of 1v1 matchups, especially if it's against melee hero. Doesn't do too badly as an offlaner, and obviously if he gets farm, we've seen what a beast he can be. Now if you're going to pick up that lifestealer, and they'll do it with what looks to be a Funnic Nature's Prophet, so not the strongest lifestealer bomb, but hey, a lifestealer bomb is a lifestealer bomb.
Global TP.
Pretty good. I'll take it.
And Mouse expectedly bans Quap, and we saw how much Dendi pressured the Magnus last game, so no surprise there.
Yeah, let's see what Mouse Sports does here. They went for the PL even without having the Keeper of the Light, which is not so. We've seen it before, but it's relatively uncommon. There's also a Shadow Demon in this game, still hasn't been banned out. Something that if I'm Mouse Sports, I would have to think twice about not banning. Na'Vi have room for another support. They'll start by banning out heroes that pair well with the Lifestealer, Dendi heroes at that. The Queen of Pain and then the Storm. And I think that makes sense, but I think for their last ban, I would like to see them get rid of that Shadow Demon, because otherwise, it's potentially Na'Vi could have a fat Lifestealer, fat Prophet, and a Phantom Lancer Illusion army of their own.
Yep, and it looks like Na'Vi has taken away all of the really good single target ultimates that kind of counter Lifestealer. Bat already being banned, Bane taken by Na'Vi, and the Primal Roar from Beastmaster being taken out.
Yeah, no Primal Roar this game. Let's see. I mean, there's not a whole lot left at this point. They've taken the Bane. They've banned the Beastmaster. The Mag is already on the side of Mouse. Rubik could steal Fiend's Grip. So I feel like Mouse may have enough to do with this Lifestealer. And if the game goes later, I would favor Mouse, I think. We saw Funnic super, get all the money, get all the items, Nature's Prophet style earlier today. I don't think that'll work against an empowered Phantom Lancer, which is something Mouse will have at their disposal as this goes later. So for Na'Vi, I think if we see the level of kind of mistakes that they made in that first game versus Arctic, where they were in danger for a while, I think they'll actually lose if they make that many mistakes, just because there's the Mag and Phantom Lancer combo. But, well, let's see if they make them. Seems like they've been tightening the ship recently.
Yep. And they've banned a lot of heroes for mid. They really want Magnus to have an easy time after what happened last game. And the 3 heroes that they banned, Queen of Pain, Storm Spirit, and Templar Assassin, all give Magnus a lot of trouble and unable to get him that early, like snowbally, arcane blink that he needs to make a huge impact in the 15 to 30 minute mark of the game.
In the yeah, I mean, all Dendi heroes as well. And in the end, wow, there's a Nyx. How did we even forget about it? At least I had forgotten about it, because, I mean, it's just been slipping through. Earlier, we didn't even see it in Game 2. I know it was available there for a while through or Game 1 through the first stage. Will be picked up here by Mouse Sports. And a good game for a Nyx. You're up against a Nature's Prophet. You can punish the split push if he gets caught off on his own. It's a hero that can be very aggravating for Bane, as Bane has no easy way to deal with him. Anything he does will do damage, so it will pop the Spike Carapace. So I think with this Nyx pick, Mouse are looking good if they can get to the mid game without losing too much.
So curious to see what Na'Vi is going to pick next for most likely Dendi, as well as Puppy probably. Havos most likely on Lifestealer, and Funnic on Nature's Prophet. And I believe Kira will be on Bane.
Yeah, what is it going to be for Na'Vi? They could use a follow-up stun as well. I mean, maybe even something like Alina would be a nice choice. Gives you that additional burst damage versus Magnus, and Rubik can be very important. I mean, it's really nice to walk up to Rubik and just, Laguna him in the face. And suddenly he loses half his health. Pipa, maybe even something like a Lion. Depending if because Mouse, looking at their lineup, they're not likely to be aggressive, but Na'Vi, they take it the other direction, the complete opposite from what I was saying, which is, get some stronger mid to late game heroes, and they say, we're just going to look to crush the laning stage. So now a Bane, Lifestealer, Undying tri-lane, a possibility, a solo Prophet, which we did see from Funnick in the first game versus Arctic earlier. That's your +1 for the tri-lane. And Na'Vi looking to contest early on. And for Mouse, this is not very strong as far as the tri-lane goes. Rubik, Phantom Lancer, Nyx. They need levels, they need farm to really do much, and there's no Keeper of the Light. So I think Na'Vi can actually do really well in this tri-lane.
Yep, I think a lot of teams try and out late game a Phantom Lancer, maybe just get like a really farm Lifestealer or like a really farm Gyrocopter. Gyrocopter's still in the pool, but I like Na'Vi's route. They want to play very aggressively with Lifestealer, Bane, Undying, very good triple lane heroes, as well as a Nature's Prophet that can teleport in from anywhere and just make it a 4v3 and just make life very difficult for the Phantom Lancer.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, you can try an out late game of Phantom Lancer, but why? Why do it if you don't have to? Mousesports are going to end their draft with a Gyrocopter, so picking up another carry, and I'm very interested to see how they're going to lane this. Not actually too sure. Maybe it's a solo mid Nyx and a support Gyro. And I guess the other option would be support Gyro and Rubik and a tri-lane with the PL, and then something like a Gyro as a solo mid and a Magnus off lane, which, I mean, could work. If the Magnus lane's versus Prophet, he'll do fine 1v1. Gyro doesn't do too bad in that matchup either. So, I mean, what are your thoughts on this Gyro last pick? Is it too greedy, or do you think it can work?
I think it's a little bit greedy. I think they definitely have late game secured, especially with Magnus and Phantom Lancer, and they do have some of the turtle power. Magnus is very, very good. One of the best heroes at defending T3s. Constant shockwave spam to nuke down the creeps, as well as that ever so looming big RP that can just completely change around games. So I think they need something to combo well. Like Rubik, it doesn't do any damage at early levels. He just has like a 70, 80 damage fadeable early. Telekinesis doesn't really do anything. Nyx really needs levels to sort of snowball, and I believe Nyx is going to be solo. No.
Yeah, it's hard to say. That's what I'm kind of wondering. Is it a support Nyx? Because Gyrocopter is actually good versus Undying in a. I mean, nobody's great versus Undying in a tri-lane, but Flat Cannon kills all the zombies. So if he drops the Tombstone, you can pop the Flat Cannon. It'll instantly kill all the zombies. Now, granted, they respawn pretty quickly, but maybe that's what Mouse had in mind, was just something to deal with the Tombstone early. Na'Vi, they'll go back for their Luna. So pretty clear how they're going to lane this. Maybe Luna and Prophet is the two solos, then a tri-lane with the Lifestealer, Bane, Undying. Whether they run the Prophet mid or the Luna mid, I'm not entirely sure about that, but Na'Vi going for a pretty well-rounded lineup, and in the end, it will be a Deadly Prophet and a Funnick Luna. A little bit, I haven't seen this from Na'Vi before, but Deadly Prophet, I can get behind that.
Most certainly.
Let's see what Na'Vi will do. Guys, if you're just tuning in, this is the WePlay.tv Dota 2 League, brought to you by Beyond the Summit, and of course, made possible. That's not a word. Made possible by Logitech G Series, Western Digital, as well as Inno3D. Man, I really should have had that coffee. I was so energized from Arctic. Their amazing game earlier versus Na'Vi, which, by the way, if you haven't watched it, if you just tuned in late, you owe it to yourself to check out Game 2 of Na'Vi versus Arctic. That was pretty epic, pretty fun to cast as well. But I'm LD, of course, and I am joined here by Merlini. And it's Game 2. Na'Vi leading this best of 3, 1-0. While this is going on, 4FC is playing Arctic on our other stream, twitch.tv/Beyond the Summit 2. Twitch.tv/Beyond the Summit 2 with Blaze as well as Cyclops. So if you want to check that one out, head on over there. You can have both streams open at once. I believe the games are going on there right now as well. And with all that being said, let's introduce Na'Vi. They're up 1-0. They've gone Lifestealer again. It will be Havost handling that Lifestealer. Karoki as the Bane, an aggressive triple lane with Puppy playing the Undying, bring up the rear with some sentry wards. Solo mid will be Dendi. Dendi playing Prophet. I think this is actually the first game I've ever cast him playing Prophet, so I'm super excited to see exactly what his style is. And then for the safe lane, it's Funnick, who's been pulled pretty heavily. He'll be playing that safe lane Luna.
And for Mouse, we have Black on the Phantom Lancer, Koikva, I guess, on Nyx, which will be solo mid, and then Paz on the solo off-lane Magnus. Alex, I believe, support Gyrocopter on bottom lane, and Etsy on the Rubik.
Yeah, so they've gone support Gyro, which I mean, I mentioned the flat cannon is nice. Oh, Black gotta be a little bit careful here. He's about to walk right into Havost. Black's just gonna chill there. He's just gonna chill there. I don't think he's seen Havost yet. Now he's dancing all around. Now he's definitely seen him. He'll back off.
The stare down.
He's making me nervous, man. They have sentry wards. They could potentially kill him at level 1, I feel. It would be a little bit hard, but... Do you actually know, can you decay someone while they're slept? Does that work?
Yeah, you can do it.
Okay.
Not from the first second of invulnerability that sleep gives you, but after that.
Does it wake you up when you do it? Because I know it's like...
Yeah, it'll wake you up.
Okay.
It does damage as well as the...
Gotcha. As well as the HP removal. Or the strength removal, I guess. Alex taking a ton of damage early. He'll be okay, but right off the bat, that's a salve. So yeah, Na'Vi, in the end, they won't find that first blood, but they do force the salve off the support gyro. What do you make of this tri-lane overall? Who do you think has the edge?
I like Na'Vi's more, just because Gyro and Rubik can't really do that much, especially to a Nyx this early in the game. They don't have any damage. Phantom Lancer doesn't offer any damage. Again, I talked about Telekinesis doing 0, and Rocket Barrage will be the main source of it, but he has Rage. So I don't really know how they're supposed to kill anyone or even punish them if they choose to go on the Phantom Lancer.
Yeah, we'll see if they can punish that PL pick. And so, having said that, what about the mid lane? It's the Nyx assassin of Koikvo, who's currently being zoned all over the place. He went Mono Burn at level 1, and Denny's punishing that by just auto-tagging him freely, not worried about an Impale or a Carapace. But mid lane, we have Nyx versus Prophet. Dendy seems to be getting the edge in this matchup so far. And then the safe lane. The safe lane, Luna versus the Mag. I feel like Na'Vi have the better solo lanes.
Yeah, but once he has that second mana burn, Dendy's just going to be SOL when it comes to making treants and harassing Koikva. And he'll have his bottle very soon.
Yeah, Koikva's going to have his bottle. I'll actually throw out an Impale now while that's happening. It looks like a contest for the pole bottom lane. Let's see if they can find it. Nope, just Puppy farming the Radiant Pole. Well, that'll do it. That'll do in a pinch. They're still a little bit underleveled on the side of Na'Vi. And Rubik actually one of the first to strike level 2. Not a big difference this early on. Denied. But yeah, safe lane Luna, I feel like she just flat out beats Mag with that high damage as well as the fact that she got pulled.
Yeah, pulling the double regen definitely hurts. Double ring of protection, most likely Tranquil and Aquila, and Luna's sitting at a very pretty 11 last hits. Magnetar with only 4. Mid lane seems pretty even, 8-2 for Furion, and 7-2 for Koikva.
Koikva will get his bottle, and now the courier heads out mid. Doesn't actually have the Mag's bottle yet because he hasn't farmed it yet. Normally you'd have your bottle at this point, but Posse went for the early stout shield, still being zoned heavily out of the lane. And bottom lane, Black is feeling rather bold. If they go in on him with a sentry ward, there is not much he can do. You'll see that Mouse has actually done some dewarding of their own to ensure that they can pull. And Stack will go in now with the sentry ward available. Will be deployed. This could be trouble for Black. Rocket Barrage comes out, does almost nothing, but Black is still alive. The telekinesis stun is enough to disengage. One more zombie. Black, he's got a lance. The decay bringing him low. I think in the end he'll live here, but now Alex the one that's caught in a bit of a pickle. Puppy dropping low as well. One more hit could bring him down. He will be defensively slept. He's gonna be denied in the end by Kuroki. What a ridiculous play. But Na'Vi actually the first ones to lose a hero in this lane. I mean, call it maybe a free fountain trip if he already spent his gold. And what is going on right now? They've dropped both sentries as well. Didn't get the kill.
Yeah, that was, I mean, good idea by Black to pick up that early Majestic. You really need it versus triple lanes, especially versus a hero like Undying, and that saved him from that first blood. Yeah,
he was so close to dying. It was like just one more auto attack from the Bane. If it was a level 2 brain sap, if anything had gone a bit better for Na'Vi, would have been a kill. If they had gotten the gyro at level 1, would have been a kill, and in the end it wasn't. Now Koikva, as he starts to level up, flexing his muscles, he's level 5, but still Dendy, when he turns the farm, Koikva's gonna man up, he can Carapace right now. Dendy gonna give up our first blood because the kill didn't happen bottom. Koikva strikes first. And while it is a hard lane for the Prophet, you should not really be dying to Nyx this early.
Yep, the power of Nyx. Getting to the second phase, and again, I am really confused as to why teams don't pick him up early. He's just very, very strong hero, especially when he gets in a relatively easy lane. Furion is not the strongest of solo heroes.
Yeah, the thing is they could have sent the Luna mid, and I feel maybe she does a tiny bit better against Nyx, but it's still a very hard matchup, and she's got to be even closer to him with that low range. We'll see a huge skirmish over the neutrals. The Tombstone is deployed, and they're fighting at the Tombstone. Puppy dropping low. Black trying to man up here, but he may actually have to run a big army of zombies, ushering him away. Fortunately, the sentries were already used. You know, it's all said and done. Rubik will kill off the Undying. And the
Mouse is
gyrocopter
trading
died.
very well in this triple lane.
Yeah,
They
1 for 1.
haven't, yeah, 1 for 1, and they managed to prevent that first blood, which is very, very crucial. PL surviving is probably the most important thing in this lane, as well as him getting some sort of farm.
And although Navi, especially that Luna, is going to win the farm war top, most likely, the thing is, Mouse's solos do a lot more in the mid game. Like having a mag with a skewer RP, Shockwave, a Nyx, that offers a lot more to you than what Navi has, which is, you know, a mid profit. Sure, he can maybe gank that bottom lane, but we haven't seen Dendi get active, and the reason is he doesn't have mana to go. He's always out of mana between the mana burn, as well as the trance he's created himself, so he can't participate now, and later on, Pass, caught. He'll skewer to the low ground. Funnick looking for a high ground to low ground eclipse, won't find it. But cute little play there from him. But yeah, the mid-game control Mouse has from their solos is just way higher than any contribution Navi will get. So...
And it looks like Denny's trying to rush his Midas, but he's still 500 gold off after using his ultimate. He's kind of forced to spam on his ultimate, because if he doesn't, he's just going to get mana burned.
Yeah, really right now I think he wants to TP home, but he doesn't even have mana to do that. This is a sad sight to see. Funnick continuing to really crush this top lane, almost tripling Pasta's farm. But Pasta's getting the levels. He'll have his boot soon, and ultimately RP is almost out. Koikfa, level 7. I'm getting a little bit nervous for Navi. They have a level 2, a level 3 Undying, a level 3 Bane. These heroes are total food for Koikfa.
Yeah, he has picked up a haste rune, and he's headed up top with a smoked Rubik. Things are looking bad for Funnick.
Funnick, he'll Lucent Beam a creep. They could probably dive the tower, because what is Navi going to do to counter-initiate? I guess there is Eclipse. That's the only thing, is if he gets it off in time, could be trouble. But for the moment, they'll back off.
Furion is saving his TP, though. He's just sitting in base looking for a good opportunity to move out and probably counter-gank this Nyx.
Yeah, it doesn't have his Midas yet, and fortunately for Dendi, run that solo mid prof. He'd really like to maybe get a lucky rune or two. He's been trying to deny them with the trance here there and get that early Midas as a result, but it won't even be that early. At the rate he's going, it'll be about the same as if you just jungle the Prophet off the back, and it's not like he's really won the lane particularly. Top lane, they're going on Funnick. There's no Eclipse. No Eclipse for you, Funnick. Down he'll go.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Nice, well-executed gank there. Just got the Vendetta hit off, just had just enough time for the Impale. And even if the Eclipse went there, I think it would have been a mistake, because there were too many creeps.
Yeah, and there's always Carapace.
Yeah, that's going to be annoying. I think it only blocks the first one, but still. Every little bit helps. And Koikfa on the hunt. He wants Dendi. Oh man, Koikfa, great movement from him through this laning stage. I don't know that he can kill Dendi just yet. He'll throw out an Impale, maybe with the Mana Bird, but even then I think Dendi can TP away. Koikfa waiting and waiting. Won't be enough. But the Eclipse is here, and no Carapace. Funnick strikes back. Funnick gets the counter kill. So, a little bit, I think a little bit greedy there from Koikfa. There was just no way he was going to kill Dendi without help.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he didn't have Vendetta up. It's just, I mean, most likely Furion is going to be at full HP in a jungle, so I think just a little bit of poor movement by him. He just really needs to wait for his Vendetta. It will be off cooldown, though, when he revives.
And maybe I'll head towards bottom lane. Black, as far as that bottom lane goes, getting actually okay farm, it looks like. 26 and 4, despite this tri-lane, and now Kuroki being driven off of the lane. As far as gold goes, taking our first look at that graph, it's about a 500 gold lead for Navi, 1,500 experience lead for Mouse. And Pos, well, he's got his bottle, he's got his boots. They're going top onto Funnick again. And it seems for Mouse, the game plan is shut down Funnick, and Navi will have nothing later on, putting most of their energy into dealing with him. Koikfa, gonna find him now with Vendetta. And Funnick is so screwed. If there's an Impale, is there going to be one? He whiffs it in the end. Waited too long. Nice fogging there by Funnick and able to escape.
Very fast Luna. That's where that 405 move speed with just Tranquil Boost really helps.
Yeah, it gets him away in the end. And her base move speed is absolutely ridiculous. I think it's like 330 at level 1.
Yeah, it's pretty absurd.
Yeah. And getting Tranquil Boots is only going to help that. They'll rotate the Rubik in mid. For Mouse, they're not actually finding kills, but they do drive Funnick off the lane for a bit. He'll Tranquil up, he'll hit back in. Dendi has his Midas now. So Navi, they've dodged a few bullets here. They're getting farm on their Lifestealer as well, but Havost not going Midas this game. Going Armlet, or Treads Drums, going for Race Car Lifestealer, wants to really get involved in these fights early. And I think they will need his pressure. You don't want to be sitting back and farming for too long against this lineup that Mouse has.
Right. And PL's still relatively poor, but he is against a very aggressive triple lane. Looks like they might go on him right now, and nope, just Tranquil Boots, Bracer, probably working towards drums right now.
We'll see a lift to start this off, and Kuroki gets pulled into a rocket barrage. He will try to defensively sleep, but it's too late. Instantly dead. Doesn't get that invulnerability in time. Now they're going black. This will be a great trade if they can find it, but I don't think they will. Still chasing. Dandy is here as well. He'll throw out a Sprout. Another sentry is deployed. With that second sentry, they will get the kill. Nice rotation from Dandy. And when it's all said and done, Koikfa had a TP. Didn't actually come to the fight there.
Yeah, I also feel like an RP could have changed around that fight, but he
both of
really
the
wants his
solos.
blink.
And on the side of Potts, well, he's got Arcane Boots. But as far as the blink goes, a long way off. I imagine if Na'Vi really try to commit to this tower, they will come to defend, though.
Yeah, their sentry's a little bit far off, though. If Nyx approaches from the tower, they won't actually be able to see him.
Yeah, if he comes right up the lane, he could definitely pull a fast one, but he's going for a backstab. And as a result, Na'Vi will scout him out. Looking for an impale. Koikfa will connect, but he's carapissing, and it doesn't affect Havost. Unfortunately, Havost seems to be lacking a bit in terms of damage. Alex will be able to pick off the kill there along with Nyx, and Koikfa getting the final hit. And now the chase on Havost, who has Infest. Not an easy target. They've actually rotated 5, just piling into this lane all of a sudden. But can they get a tower in exchange? I feel like no, and maybe a bit of an overreaction. 5 heroes bottom, only getting the 1 kill.
Yeah, they could look to put some pressure on his tower, especially with reverse polarity up, but looks like Paz just really wants to farm his Blink Dagger right now.
And while they're thinking about putting pressure, Funnick is applying pressure top lane. Drums complete, Tranquil Boots up, Basilius as well. Has an Eclipse, but it's Koikfa TP's in, so not too worried about a go here. Prophet ult will come through. And in the end, Koikfa will just farm the top lane for the moment, so... Looks like for Mouse, really need those blinks that you mentioned. And if they can farm them, I feel the game gets much more difficult for Na'Vi. And at that rate, give Na'Vi like 3 or 4 minutes before that's going to happen.
And I feel like there's pretty good item choices from Na'Vi. Dendi is the only one with a Midas. Sometimes we see Havos get one, but they really do need the early game items so that they can put out pressure and kind of take control in this pre-20 minute phase where PL's still weak.
Here comes the backstab. Koikfa, Halita Fiend script, no chance to Carapace, but the skewer will cancel it. Unfortunately, the damage already done. Koikfa will fall. Now an RP catches Funnick, but the Eclipse got off, and it is a level 1 Eclipse. Gets a double, and looks to get on out of there. Great little engagement from Na'Vi. If any of those things had gone differently, if maybe the Nyx had gotten Carapace off in time, or if, say, the Magnus had skewered had been enraged to skewer a tiny bit sooner, could have been a totally different fight. Or even if the RP came before the Eclipse, but none of those things happened, so Na'Vi take a big victory top lane.
And that's the first tower for the game right now, and Mouse still trying to put all their eggs in one basket in this PL on bottom lane. Koikfa is sitting in Vendetta looking for a TP in and some help from his teammates.
Could be a 2-hero pale right now. He's only going to get 1. It is Dendi who he gets, and now Carapace. The skewer is going to whip, but a shockwave. Dendi dead. That's okay, though. In the end, all things considered, for 3 heroes rotating top and a Vendetta gank, not the biggest loss to lose Dendi.
Yep, and here's the thing about Nyx, like, you always have to constantly have sentries wherever you push. First they push bottom lane, they have 2 sentries there, and the one time that you don't, you just always lose a hero.
And he's going to keep on coming. That's the beauty of Nyx, is Vendetta will come off cooldown in about a minute and a half. He'll come again. He'll just keep on coming, he'll keep on coming, and eventually he'll want a gem. And the thing is, for Na'Vi, I feel they could get one relatively early, having a life stealer. That's not a hero who's going to die very easily to a Nyx, so if he sees the Nyx coming, he can just rage if he's in any sort of trouble. But we'll see, no gem yet. And the one thing, argument against a gem is their supports are not farming particularly well. I mean, looking at an Undying who's got a net worth of 1,600 minutes, 1,600 gold, 2,000 net worth on the Bane, which is decent, but a gem this early is a pretty big investment and not going for it just yet, which means they need sentries.
Or they need towers. Looks like they're going to try and take out some more TU1s.
Yeah, more sentries in the lane. Na'Vi will be prepared this time, as you suggested they should be. But Calldown is here, and I don't think they expected that. Kuroki's taking a lot of damage. In comes our Magnus. Could look for a 2-hero skewer. Reverse polarity special. Kuroki will be on today's menu. Funnick, no ultimate, no Eclipse. They could go. The Lance will come, and with that, I think Funnick may be dead. Skewers in. RP catches 2. Dendi walked back into that. Oh, goodness gracious. Now on to Puppy. The Lance spam to try and bring him down. This could be a team wipe. Going the way of Mouse Sports. The Lucid Beam was stolen by Otzi, as well as another Shockwave. Puppy on the run. Lance is there. Double kill for Black and a team wipe. Call it a full team wipe. Going the way of Mouse Sports.
Wow, huge impale by Koikfa to start off. And, like, them taking out the Nyx, just everyone was forced to retreat, no Eclipse. It was just really bad for them. But this is exactly what you don't want versus a PL.
I don't think they realized that Gyrocopter had hit level 6 there, as we'll see a counter kill bottom. Lifestealer actually able to claim one, so Havos gets something back his way. But the last time I looked at this Gyrocopter, he was only level 5. He hit 6 right before that fight, and his cooldown was a necessary follow-up, because Magnus showed up late. Without that, I think Na'Vi only lose 1 or 2. But with that cooldown, the slow, the additional damage, they're able to get a couple more. And in the end, a team wipe, in fact.
And looking at the gold grass, it's finally tipped a little bit in favor of Mouz. For XP, 3,000 there, and gold still 1,500 in favor of Na'Vi. That one T1 tower really helping, and the Midas on Dendi.
I mean, call it soon to be advantage Mouse. If it's not now, if they can get up their Blink Dagger on their Mag, maybe a Blink Dagger on the Nyx as well, I think they'll be in pretty good shape, even having lost that tier 1 bottom. I think this is a team that can afford to lose a couple of outer towers, as long as they have wisely chosen fights at the tier 2s.
Yeah, that's the thing with PL. You expect to lose early towers, and if you don't, then you definitely have a late game. But Navi's doing a good job of applying early pressure. They know that they can't fight without RP.
Yeah, they want to wait. They don't want to let that RP cool down. They'll work on the creeps here. Tower taking some chip shots and Quakefoot on the back lines. He's so worried about those sentries in the lane. Maybe he might not even go in. Yeah, he's actually spotted out by Na'Vi. Observer warded, placed wisely in the enemy jungle. So instead, he'll head towards mid. Dendi, is he going to be aware in time? Oh, he'll get back. And it will be just sufficient. 4 heroes pushing bottom. Dendi parked mid. But Dendi's saying, I don't feel very safe. I'm going to take this Invis rune. Then the Nyx won't find me.
Yeah, good awareness by Dendi there.
You know, the Nyx is like that mosquito that you just can't kill. Like, he's always aggravating you. He's always getting under your skin. Like, as soon as you think he's finally, like, feasted enough and he's done, just popping back out, and Dendi just cannot scratch that itch. The huge gank happens bottom. It's a Quake Fun Pale. Catches Funnick. It's a 3-hero RP after the cooldown, but no additional follow-up. Actually not getting enough kills. They didn't burst down Havos like they did last fight, and that means a totally different kind of engagement. A 2-hero Impale. Will it be enough? Otzi looking for a Fade Bolt. He actually steals and fast, but it's not in time. Havos gets off his rage. He's got an open wounds. He'll go on Otzi now. Rage is going to wear off soon, but will it be soon enough? Koikba, he's got an Impale. A triple for Havos. He will forfeit his own life, I think, and do it. So Alex comes in, still alive, finally dead. The turnaround comes from that support gyro. He wants to be a hero, but he might end up not being one. A buyback from the Nyx. Koikfa really wants to take this fight. Unfortunately, who can he fight? It's Puppey. He can fight a kill. It's the support undying in the end, so a somewhat justified buyback. But when it's all said and done, a pretty crazy fight. I guess slight edge to Na'Vi. Not as bad as it looked, as they did lose their Luna and their Lifestealer in the end.
And the support gyro buying back, though.
That's true.
I guess it was 4 for 2?
Yeah, I think... Yeah, 4 for 3 with the buyback as well.
Oh, yeah, the Luna bought back, too.
Did she buy?
Or just
yeah,
came back,
just
man.
respawn. But she did die earlier, so yeah, definitely advantage
smoke.
Na'Vi off of that. And RP's on cooldown as well.
See a smoke from Mouse. Looks like they're trying to get an easy kill in mid, but no one is there. They're doing Roshan right now.
Good decision making from Na'Vi. We have Eclipse, and your RP is down. Roche is coming in. There's nothing you can do about it. Really smart, really good awareness and decisive chain of command, basically coming out from Puppey.
Pa's still about 1,000 away from his Blink Dagger, and they really need that. He's been getting very good RPs, though, even without it. Very nice skewer and RP combos.
Yeah, he's got a haste for it as well, so expect to see another good RP coming soon. The good news for Mouse's bike is starting to get his farm up. Has the Blade of Alacrity as well as the drums, and now the Diffusal Blade, the next item for him, a little bit of a ways off. And I do see that we have a lot of viewers joining us now, so for everybody just tuning in, welcome to game number 2 of Mouse vs. Na'Vi. This is your winner bracket finals for the WePlay.tv Dota 2 Leagues Group A. We might see an engagement mid, so we'll talk more about that later as the Lance comes in. Going on to Puppey here. Koikfa gonna find Kuroki, burst him down quick. There's your gyro ult. Another kill from this pesky Nyx. Continues to be a total pain in the rear. Puppey on the run. Otzi able to just do a little bit of additional nuke damage, and Mouse get 2 kills there. No trade of any kind for Na'Vi. But yes, this is game 2. Na'Vi leading the best of 3, 1-0. If Mouse take this game, it goes to game 3. The winner of this series will be first place in the group and have a top seed heading into the playoffs for the We Play Dota 2 League. The loser, not even guaranteed to advance, will have to play one more best of 3 to see if they can.
Yeah, Koikva is still looking for... Ooh.
Manly, there's an RP. There's an RP. It will catch, but only Havost, and then the Eclipse actually going to bring Poslow. Another hero Impale. Koikva actually saving his Magnus, as well as possibly the rest of his team. These impales have really been money from Koikfa. And now he's got a blink as well. So expect more.
Yep, Magnus needs his too. Only 600 gold away, and it looks like they probably will take a free T1 tower. No RP, no contest from Mouz.
Yeah, Koikfa, there was a moment where he wanted to catch the hero teleporting in as Havos pops a drum charge looking to go on Paz, but a little bit too far. And when it's all said and done, I mean, Na'Vi, they still have the Aegis up on Havos. Now they're looking at tier 2s. No RP. I think this is going to be a tier 2 mid that goes down as well.
Shadow Blade completed it on Denny as well.
Koikfa. Oh, he's in trouble. He does Carapace his way out. Lifestealer just doesn't have enough burst to bring him down. Soon he will, though. Soon he will. Just watch for the Sange and Yasha. We'll see Koikfa Invis in Vendetta. No gem up. Could cost them here. Funnick's going to eat an Impale to start. There's no RP to follow up, so he'll just drop low. Tower will fall. And then Na'Vi should look to back. But Havos wants to go in, as he often does. I think going back is the much wiser choice. You don't have Eclipse. You don't have your BKB on Luna yet. But Na'Vi kind of hanging around here like they might want to fight. RP is cooling down. Again, Havos just keeps on going in. He's got this Aegis, so apparently that's cue to be as aggressive as you want. Will rage dodge out and then finds a kill. Finally, with the Infest, showing off his aggressive play and making it work. Beautifully done by Havos. And
yep, nice bait there.
yeah, just they thought they had him with the Impale, but in the end, the rage was too quick.
Yeah, he has an Armlet, he has Impale, he's super fast with phase drums, he has Infest, and he has Aegis. He's just so difficult to kill. This is why we see Nakes as a top tier pick.
Yeah, it's a pretty good hero, I would say, all things considered. I think most teams will probably consider it in most cases. And
Rubik looks like he's in trouble here.
yeah, Otzi. What do you do? And an open wounds here? Nope, already used. Sorry, so no option. But they'll get the tower instead. You can actually see already hitting through backdoor protection with Rage. He definitely is. And without it, yep, still without it, they can smack through the backdoor protection. Meanwhile, middle lane, Puppey. There's a Diffusal Blade out. Might actually drop here, so the Phantom Lancer starting to find his footing this game. Will it be in time? That's going to be the big question. Sentry Ward deployed, but Black on the move. So although Na'Vi are in a great position, you would think, map control going the way, aggressive wards all over the map. It's not clear that they fully won this game by any means. As Funnick has Eclipse, he'll BKB, he'll man up, he'll drop that Eclipse. He's not going to be Carapace done here if Koikfa actually pops out, but he doesn't. He actually just hit inside Vendetta, and now he'll TP away. Funnick will. So Funnick gets out, now Havos comes in, and the trades continue, but I mean, with this PL having a Diffusal, the clock, we now have to set the clock and start winding it. Another tower for Na'Vi. Another tower, Koikfa's gonna go in. And unfortunately, he's being auto-tacked with Rage from Havos. Now he's gonna get the tower as well. Havos gets Telekinesis done during that time, and RP could be here, but they don't want to use it, so Havos is gonna live! They didn't want to blow the RP. He's invested inside a full HP melee creep. Denny's actually going to pop his ultimate, which actually could hurt Havos, but magically, it won't hit the creep that was really low. Now Havos will pop out. He's still got Aegis. He's going back in. He's got wand charges. He could look to fight here. They didn't want to blow the RP because he had the Aegis, and something I'd actually forgotten about in the midst of that fight, but yeah, he's got it. He comes back now. Pass on the run, and now the Sprout deployed. Trying to block Black off. The RP is finally used. What a sensational, absolutely spectacular RP, and they get 4 off of that. Well, he shows his patience. The Aegis there, the reason he didn't use the RP later, and now it's going to be potentially the entire team of Na'Vi dying. Yeah, Puppey to drop as well. Well, the Aegis something I'd completely forgotten about in that fight, but Paz had not, and Paz waits patiently, then delivers an amazing reverse polarity. Now he's got his blink, now the graphs start to spike, and your Phantom Lancer, suddenly 3k gold.
Yep, and here's where Havos' aggressiveness sometimes doesn't really pay off. He got the nice Rubik kill in the middle, but him lingering around that long on bottom just really cost him that fight. His whole team had to come in, and Funnick had to TP all the way back to base and run all the way there, and he was still there trying to get some easy kills. Also, nice rage steal by Rubik. He was able to avoid the early death.
Yeah,
huge RP.
Yeah, that was. We've seen some big RPs this game, and I imagine a little vindication for Paz, who definitely did not have the easiest time last game. And let's see if he can continue to find those RPs.
He has his blink dagger now too. It's going to be even better.
Yep. Alex caught out here by a Sprout. He will go to work on Dendy, but with the trance here, Alex will die. A little bit of a lag there in the death notification, but Na'Vi still leading in terms of gold. actually behind significantly on experience after that fight, and it was pretty even before that. This is the team that has the Midas, so the team that has, in theory, a slight experience advantage. Yasha now picked up for Black, so going for the best split pushing item, and now has level 4 Empower at his side. So another thing we've mentioned earlier in the draft now comes into play. This PL can push a lot faster with Empower. He also hits a lot harder. He'll get a tier 1 unchecked. And for Na'Vi, while we look at their lineup, Merlini, I don't really see that much counter push. Unless they can kill PL. It's going to be hard to stop this.
Yep, I do agree. The gold difference is around 7,500, but that's just from all the towers and Roshan, it seems like. So in terms of like kill gold and creep score, it's pretty similar for both teams, I think.
Yeah, very similar. PL actually are Black, our lead farmer on that Phantom Knights, are 145 CS, and Funnick doing pretty well on that Luna, but it's going only one direction from here on out, and it's definitely the way of Black, not the way of Funnick. Funnick might even be forced to BKB if these illusions do enough work. Teleport coming in from Dendy, a quick rotation from Na'Vi. They're streaming towards this top lane, and I think Mouz are the team that may have overstayed their welcome. Otzi jumping in. Yeah, Black is like, I don't know what the hell you're thinking, man, but I don't want any part of that. Actually does force out a BKB charge from Funnick, so something, but he'll throw away his life at the end. Maybe just not on the same page there with Black. I think Black, the much wiser choice, backing off, though. Uh-oh. Gets caught out here by Havost. He will go inside a Doppelwalk. And
he was feared for his life. He purged the open wounds off himself.
Yeah, jeez. I guess he hasn't needed the purge charges too much, and you know, I gotta say for Na'Vi, they really need a gem. They're up against a Nyx as well as a PL. Not to mention, you're the lineup that wants to map control. How are you gonna do that without a gem?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I don't think they feel very safe, though. They probably need another Aegis, because any one of their heroes, even with BKB, even with Rage, they can still die, because they have that reverse polarity.
That's very true. That's a great point. And now PL has the damage, where when he's empowered, can probably bring you down, even not factored in the Mana Burn. Just from that 4.2 agility gain, can just auto-attack you into submission with his illusions. So they gotta be careful. As for Mousesports, they've gotten that Blink Dagger up on their Magnus Pass. He's had it for a while now. I think this is... What do you go for this game? Do you think BKB or Refresher Orb for him?
I think Refresher is pretty good. They don't have that much that... usually you get BKB versus Orchids and Sheep, although Dendy is going to get a Sheep soon. He seems to have a pretty easy time pulling him off already. That extra RP should certainly help, especially if they want to focus down the Nakes, which is really important for these fights.
I kind of like how Mouz has been doing it, where it's actually Koikfa who goes in first most of the time. You know, bait out some spells, get Na'Vi to kind of cluster around you as they try to deal with that annoying little Nyx. And then you come in with the big RP, you have a little patience, a little time to find the opening. Speaking of finding something, they'll find a Havost here. But it's only Koikfa for the moment. Oh, with Black tracking. If they can get off this Impale, I think it'll be enough. He doesn't rage in time. Perfectly done. If he was any farther away, if that was like a max range Impale, I think Havost rage dodges that. But in the end, not able to. And look at how he melts. That's if he gets stunned and he doesn't get off rage, he just dies instantly.
But meanwhile, Funnick is pushing bottom lane, gets some damage on a T3 already, and no response yet from Mouz.
So Na'Vi trying to turn this into more of a split push style game, and that's tough against Phantom Lance, so we see a big army of illusions for Black now being generated in that top lane. Funnick will be forced to teleport back. He'll throw out a Lucent Beam. Now the Manta style complete for Black as well, so next item on the list, Heart of Tarask, Diffusal 2, something along those lines, and not coming in all that long, especially with Empower. He'll farm quickly. Dendy currently farming by himself in the enemy jungle, and that's where Nyx likes to hunt. He's got the scent. Can he find Dendy, though? That's the question. He's just going to get away. Oh, my God.
And Roshan has just spawned. Pretty crucial time for Na'Vi. They need to try and split Mouz up by split pushing with the Luna with BKB and with the Furion with Shadow Blade in order to sort of get control for Roshan.
Yeah, they're not going to take a 5v5 fight. At this point, you're up against Calldown, RP, Nyx's AoE stun, as well as Carapace. And oh, Dendy. Dendy, he teleported away earlier, but now he's going to get caught inside of the Ancients. Not sure how they spotted him. I think it was just Koikfa hunting around, as I don't see any wards of any kind there. But they find a kill, and RP not even used for that. Now things are really bad, because Koikfa's level 17. Once you get that level 3 ultimate, it's always up. You can literally always be inside Vendetta, except for, like, Actually, yeah, it's literally always. I thought it was 60-50, but it's 50-50. So there's not even a second where it's down in this game. Koikfa can constantly be finding kills.
Yeah, Luna can't do much versus PL either. He's trying to pressure top lane alone, and Funix actually forced to pop BKB just versus solo Phantom Lancer.
This game is looking worse and worse for Na'Vi. They had that strong early laning stage. They picked this lineup with an Undying and a Bane as their supports that just doesn't go late against the Phantom Lancer as far as the supports go, unless you're really far ahead. And I'm not feeling that Na'Vi is really far ahead despite their gold lead. They're down in terms of experience. The lanes seem to be getting pushed further and further against them. They're up against RP. They're up against Empower. They're up against Phantom Lancer. Hell, support Gyro is actually going to hurt them quite a bit just because of his ultimate as well as some okay flat cannon splash just with treads and a few bracers. Na'Vi got to make something happen, and they got to do it soon. But where are they going to find the opening? Just for the moment, maybe it comes in the form of Roche. There's a Gyrocopter Illusion scouting this out. Na'Vi want a Roche, but it won't be secretly. If they go for it, Mouse will know, and if Mouse want to contest, they can. Well, maybe. Actually, they're kind of far away.
Yeah, Black is nowhere there. There's no T1 or T2 on mid or bottom lane for him TP to. Looks like he is going to try and pressure the T3.
Na'Vi, no minus armor of any kind, so Roche is actually not dropping very quickly. Call down will hit. What a sensational call down. Catches everyone. The high ground, the low ground, and Pale. Now the RP catches both carries. Aegis hits the deck, but there's a sleep on Pasta, so he can't pick up that Aegis. Funix snatches it. The Radiant actually gets the kill. Now the Eclipse flies out. When it's all said and done, Alex will die, but Black breaking the base top. We go back to the fight mid where Koikfa is going to look to snipe up Funix. That Aegis might not be long-lived. A Vendetta hit, a stun, but he actually mantas and immediately Fiend Script. Look at the reactions on Na'Vi. Somehow staying alive. Black is Rexing, and he's doing it fast. He doesn't have a big army, but he'll create one off of Dendi now. He needs to get out of here. He's sprouted up. He's got to run. He will actually be surrounded and probably picked off next. In the end, he goes down. Na'Vi, they snatch the Aegis. The kill does go to Mouse, but they lose their PL. They lose 3 heroes as well. Mouse, they're leading in terms of... It looks like they gained gold off of that fight, but I feel like that was a great fight for Na'Vi.
Yeah, nice Roshan. I don't even know who got the Roshan kill. Was that the Magnus?
Was it the RP?
It may have been RP Roshan.
I mean, it does a tiny bit of damage. Roshan has huge magic resistance. You almost never steal it with magic skills, but it seemed like it was some kind of nuke there. Maybe the cooldown on the second strike. I'm not sure, but I think Roche was actually out of cooldown AoE. Oh, it's one of those mysteries. Have to go back to the replay to find out. Check out the combat log if you're watching in game. Click this little guy right here. You can do it, but I won't bore the viewers on stream with that. So, in the end, Na'Vi, is that enough though? Like, is it enough to take Roche? You have an Assault Cuirass up on Havost. Funix has a Manta style, sure, but he needs like 2 more items. I feel like he needs a Satanic and a Butterfly to have any chance against this Phantom Lancer. And is he going to be able to farm those in a timely fashion?
Yeah, especially if the PL takes a Butterfly next, it's going to be very hard for them to deal with it. Eclipse isn't going to do anything for his PL illusions. Nyx is only single target. He can't clear out the illusions either. And with the Butterfly and no MKB on either of their carries, because they're forced to go some sort of survivability, it's going to be very difficult for them to kill him, unless he's caught alone. But they do have a gem on the Nyx, so that should make things a little bit easier in terms of Nyx ganks and killing PL.
Yeah, finally a gem. 33 minutes in, they finally feel safe enough to go for it.
See a smoke around back.
Yeah, top lane onto Black. Here's your Scythe of Ice. They're going to catch him out. The Tombstone deployed. That's not really an important spell versus Black, but where is that gem? It's just not in range. Unfortunately, Havost only now shows up. They'll look to push, but they'll do it. Havost is just going to go in. Otzi has a Ghost Scepter. Not a hero that Havost can focus. He's getting kited a bit now. Watch for the RP if Na'Vi actually commits to this. They won't.
That would have been a huge kill. PL just bought his Reaver, so he doesn't have enough for buyback at this point. If he dies right now.
Yeah, but Black is able to dodge that kill, and if you complete the Heart, there is a lifestealer in this game, so Heart of Tarrasque only does so much for you. Dendi's actually infested right now. We might see a gank if Havost actually pushes out the top lane with his hero. He's going to have to feel a little more restricted now with the Scythe of Ice on Dendi, as well as an infested lifestealer afoot. And a gem.
Yeah, I feel like Butterfly would probably have been better suited.
Oh, Dendi gets caught by the Pale bottom lane. Dendi's gonna get caught out. There is an RP. Boom! Goes the Dynamite. Catches them both. Now Havost actually gonna live through that and maybe looking to chase, but this is a long way to go. Dendi's gonna buy back. He says, no RP, great. I'm gonna come kill you all. But can he actually kill them all? That's sort of the question here. Where's our Phantom Lancer? He's just now arriving to the fight on the back lines. It's the Na'Vi supports who get there first. Black will go to work. but there's an Eclipse. It's going onto the high ground, trying to kill a Pos, as well as Koikfo won't find Koikfo. Now he finds him. Oh boy, did he ever find him. I think he was Ghost Scepter there. Yeah, took additional Eclipse damage as a result. He will drop, and Black is alive. Black is alive, but I don't know if he can do this himself. Their turtling lineup really depends on an RP. And no RP. What do you think, Merlini? Can Mouse hold on?
I think he's strong enough. He has buyback right now. He has Empower. He has Manta. He can Spirit Lance, and they're already all low from the fight. And although they do have an Aegis, I don't think they have enough firepower to push up this hill, but we will see.
Na'Vi, of course, with Havost at the helm. Of course they disagree. Why wouldn't they? Now diving Alex, they're chasing for kills, and they are doing it rather boldly, I feel. Havost is not the one with the Aegis, by the way. That is funny. A Blink Skewer. Oh, if that hit, that would be huge. They will find Havost anyway. He's being purged. He's being lanced. He's being chased. The illusions are coming in. He's armlet toggling in the middle of all this, trying to get some additional earn HP back his way. The missile gives chase. They do force out the buyback from Koikfa. Koikfa looks to go in, but remember, there's a gem. This is dangerous. This is dangerous. He's going in anyway. He doesn't care. He's gonna run right by the Lifestealer. Lifestealer isn't here. Now it's a 2-hero. Pale to follow up. Is there an RP? That's my big question. There is. It's coming right now. Watch for Pos. If he can find it, this could be huge. For the moment, Blink has been on cooldown. He'll skewer in. He'll find 3. Where's the follow-up? Look to Black. The cleave is coming. The deaths are here. Dendy is low. Funnick is low. Funnick will drop. Aegis on the floor. Now Kuroki on the run. They might be able to clean everyone up. They want Kuroki. They'll settle for letting Funnick escape. Kuroki defensively sleeping himself inside the trees, it looks like, for a moment. Will go down in the end. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Havost still armlet toggling. No mana. Can't teleport out. Where do you go if you're Havost? He's a cornered, wounded animal, but he hides inside the trees. And I don't know if they saw him. I don't know if they realize he doesn't have mana. Oh, Havost. You master. Meanwhile, it's Dendy. Diving Pos at the base, sprouts him up. Kills him off. He dies mid-skewer, and Havost is lurking. He may even go back in. No, not gonna go in.
Tower is under attack.
Wow, Dendy escaped with maybe 20 HP. That was so close. They need a gem for themselves, I think.
This freaking game, man. It's ridiculous right now. Na'Vi really making a fight of it. Leading more and more in terms of experience, but at this point, just call it even, because 4K experience is nothing in late game Dota. And as far as gold, 5K, call it basically nothing as well. Phantom Lancer has a revert. Black has a heart, and then money for more. Could buy his treads and his defusal too, I believe. And I think just on that, I'd say it's Mouse with the advantage, but it's still pretty open.
Yep, this is one of the more exciting PL games, and Mouse can make PL work even without a Keeper of the Light. A lot of people think that it's only Coddle PL that works, but PL is working out pretty well for them here, especially with the Magnus with the Empower buff.
Yeah, that really helps, because without that, I don't think he would have had the damage of those fights. So buy his Defusal 2 now. He's got his Heart recipe. He'll complete the Heart, and I think still a buyback. He'll be close to buyback anyway. Just needs a few waves probably to get it. Koikfa smoked up, looking for Dendy. Dendy, no detection. Gonna run right in. He'll Shadow Blade in. And they don't have a gem on the side of Mouse. Nazi's gonna get caught now. He'll blink south. Black is here as well, just completed his Heart. Doesn't want to die without buyback, but he's thinking about going in. There's 5 Na'Vi heroes here. This will be rather bold. I don't feel he should be leading the way. Looks like in the end he'll back off. Yeah, Mouse is just much better fighting this from the comfort of their high ground.
I mean, they don't really have a reason to take fights outside of the base. I mean, they have PL, they have Magnus. Those are both awesome heroes for late game, and Magnus, again, one of the best turtles. If you try and push up your T3, you often get punished by 3 or 4 man RPs.
I have to disagree with you, Merlini. They have a reason. It's honor. It's dishonorable to turtle. It might work, but there is no honor to that. Let's see if that motivates them. Looks like no. There's honor and then there's winning. And at the end of the day, it looks like they want to win. Now we're going to see Funnick working towards a Butterfly. As mentioned, I feel he needs Butterfly Satanic, maybe even the Treads. Then he'll be able to withstand a decent amount of punishment from the PL. At least in BKB. Once the BKB ends, I think you're still kind of in trouble, because the mana burn really adds up, but we'll see. Funnick, close to the Butterfly, a long way off the Satanic, has to complete the whole thing. As for Havost, probably an Abyssal next. Not entirely sure what he'll go for, but sitting on about 3k. Na'Vi heading towards the later... I would almost call it ultra late game, even though we're only 40 minutes in, just because I'm looking at the items on these carries, and everybody... Na'Vi has 3 heroes that are getting very, very farmed, and... Well, then there's Black, who by himself probably has as much farm as 2 of them.
And it looks like the support Gyrocopter is not transitioning to the Rapier build. He's actually going for a Heaven's Halberd, and they're looking to pick someone off with the smoke, but they don't have a gem. They can't find Dendi.
Yeah, surprisingly, they don't have a gem either. At least Dust, which I don't think they have. Yeah, one Dust on Alex. That's it. Meanwhile, mid lane, Black just starting to accumulate those illusions. Once Mouse gets some momentum, it is hard to stop them. The one thing we talked about with Na'Vi, they lack AoE. They really lack AoE, aside from bouncing glaives. That's pretty much it at this point in the game. They'll get the tier 2 unopposed. Black now up to 4.2k. Has Boots of Travel. Has buyback as well on top of it. Getting closer and closer to that 6-slotted PL. At some point, maybe it goes back Navi's way, because they do have 3 carries, whereas Mouse, I don't see this Gyro ever farming big items, even if it goes 60, 70 minutes. But potentially the Luna, the Lifesteal, the Prophet all could.
And both teams looking to play it safe. It's only 1 minute before Roshan, so if either team loses a fight right now, that's an Aegis, another Aegis they have to worry about.
Black is apparently not worried about buyback. He's going to go ahead and pick up an Eagle Horn now and look at his reliable gold. Actually, just has his buyback, so no, he isn't worried about buyback because he has it. There you go. Doing a nice job of keeping a track of his reliable gold there. And he'll have a Butterfly Suit on top of this. That's going to be scary. They don't have MKB. They don't have True Strike. I think the glaives still bounce through if you hit a hero that doesn't have evasion first, right? But I think that's how it works. But even then, I mean, that's not... The Luna's not doing enough damage anyway.
Yeah, she has a Butterfly herself, though.
Yeah, we'll be a little more resistant in these fights.
Roshan has spawned. Havos immediately looking to take it down.
Oh, he's gone to Fusel Blade. Very... Trying to quickly figure out what is...
I think it's for the Ghost Scepters.
Okay.
Possibly.
Yeah, there's 3 Ghost Scepters. I was thinking, like, there's nothing big to purge, but then there's Ghost Scepter, which is a perfect reason to do it. It could be pretty game-changing, because in these fights he's been getting kited a lot. If he can quickly bring a hero down in rage, could really turn the fights. But it doesn't scale that well. Like, this is not going to offer him as much later on, so... We'll see a Dendi Prophet going in. They don't have a gem, remember. Oh, now they do... nope, they're going to fight Poss. Poss is going to get caught out here. What a hero to start the fight on. He's going to be purged. Then he will be brought down. Prophet ultimate thrown out as well. Now Havos giving chase. They want some more. Koikfa will blink away. One by one, Mouse Sports. They're all retreating, making a headlong run for the base. And it looks like they will barely escape there. Does their Magnus have buyback? Oh, he does.
Yes, he does.
Without it, that might be multiple lanes of racks. But fortunately, he does.
Dendi's very rich. 4,600 gold and Aegis, so he'll have enough buyback, even if he does manage to die twice.
And this is where he starts to pick up those big items. Completed Daedalus on the way. No MKB. Little surprising, considering PL has evasion, but they do have a sight device. They have one way to remove it. And in the end, it will be Koikfa who jumps in. The buyback came from Poss. We'll look for the RP. Can he find it? He's waiting. He's being patient. The glaive's bouncing through. The Eclipse thrown out. But in the end, the illusions kill a puppy on the backline. And now it's Havos getting thrown up in the air, getting juggled. No RP just yet. He doesn't have the Aegis. That one goes to Funnick, who's on the run as... Or no, the cheese on him, sorry. Havos gonna get stunned. Gonna get focused down. The gem hits the deck. He will die in the end. Aegis actually on Dendi. Confusing the Aegis. The cheese there. So they get the Lifestealer. And now the question is, does Havos have buyback? And the answer is no. Oh no. This is so bad for Na'Vi.
This could be devastating.
One fight. And they didn't even RP. It's still available. This could be game. I mean, it's a minute. It's a minute without Lifesteal. Your only hero who can even hope to be on the front lines. Luna?
Black actually doesn't have buyback either. If he dies, he won't have enough reliable gold. So if they take out Black, it could just go the other way.
Yeah, this could be one of those games where one team just charges down. Here we go. They'll jump on Funnick, but right now a Blink as well as an Impale. Not gonna drop. He gets the cheese off, but the RP says no, sir. Dendi caught as well. Funnick too. Oh, this is bad and worse for Na'Vi. They'll force Funnick away, but the Purge able to bring him into submission. He should be dropping a second. A Lance will bring him down now into Puppy, who's also driven back to the fountain. It's too many illusions. It's too many zombies. It's too much shit in the way, and Malice in the end is gonna drop. But Black is just overwhelming the defenses. They're buying time for Havos, buying time for him to respawn, but the tower could drop during this time. The army of illusions descend upon the tower. They'll sleep Poss. Anything to stall. But if you lose too many heroes while it's happening, Havos will come back with nobody to fight with. On the backside, Dendi, he bought back, as mentioned. Trying to join the fight. The Rex dropping low. The illusion bringing it down. The hero as well. Empowered Phantom Lancer doing work with that in crazy base agility. He's got 4.2k. Now he's got the buyback. He's going to get a lane of Rex. I think at this point he'll go out. He's Scythe. but I think he could just turn this one around. Havos, no basher on him. Oh, actually, Manta, man fight, Lifestealer, not feeling so manly now. The little Lifestealer, he's gonna pop inside Puppy. Get me out of here, Puppy. But that's not much of a vehicle. That vehicle has a broken set of wheels, a flat tire. It will go down. Now Havos as well. And on that note, that might just be game. That might just be too much. GG. Na'Vi gets smacked around by the Phantom Lancer in game number 2. Merlini, we're going the distance. We're going to game 3.
Oh, well played by Mouz. I thought they definitely had it lost considering the early game, but Phantom Cancer pulls through.
Oh, that Phantom Lancer. He's a devilish one. He's a devious one, and he always delivers when you count. And as well as Black played, I do feel like Pos was a big story this game. I mean, the RPs
And Koikva too.
and Koikva, the two solos, they didn't even do that well in their lanes. Oh well, Pos did, or Koikva did. Pos did not, but the mid-game control and movement from them was just really sensational. And Na'Vi, after that good early start in the lanes, just never felt comfortable being aggressive later on. Oh, a little trash talk from Alex. I think it's all in good fun though, but Na'Vi will start to disconnect now. So heading into game 3, Merlini, having seen these two games, do you have a favorite? Do you think either team has shown better form overall today?
I definitely think Na'Vi has. They didn't make too many mistakes this game. I think it was sort of a drafting thing. I think they were a little bit overconfident that they could shut down PL early, but the rotations from their 2 solo heroes, I don't know. Na'Vi seems more put together. First game, Mouz looked very, very sloppy too, and even their draft was a little bit poor, I think. Free farming Morphling didn't really do anything the whole entire game. So if I had to go in with a favorite for game 3, it'd be Na'Vi, but Mouz has proved to be a very competent opponent.
Yeah,
give them a run for their money.
Competent is
understatement.
putting it mildly at that. But Mouz, they'll take game 2, guys. It's going the distance. It's going to a game number 3. I'm LD. He's Merlini. If you want to watch the other game, which is going on right now, it's Arctic versus 4FC. I think it's game 2 that's happening, or maybe it's just finished. But head over to twitch.tv/BeyondTheSummit2, where Blaze and Cyclops should be casting the rest of that series. As for us, Na'Vi versus Mouz, the deciding game 3, coming up next.